All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you hear this message, I pray that you're poised to receive, to accept, and most importantly, to respond to words of wisdom. Today, I've got a really hot lesson for you, but you got to pay for this lesson. And the way you're going to pay for this lesson is you're going to talk to 3 people within 24 hours about this message, and then you're going to report back. That's the price. So by watching this video, you are agreeing to that stipulation. All right? Talk to 3 people within 24 hours. Dr. Umar is someone who I have observed for at least 10 years. At least 10 years. And admittedly, in the beginning of my observation of Dr. Umar, it was just about the fact that he was a school psychologist. I was like, yes, because I'm trained as a school counselor. I've worked closely with school psychologists. And so it was refreshing. Very rarely do you see Black men in the field. So I was happy to see him, and then listening to him talk about the process of special education and the effects of special education on particularly Black boys. I was like, yes, right on. That's exactly how it goes. I've seen it. And the odd part, the bizarre part was when I would read the commentary and the responses of his videos, nobody was talking about special education. Like, no one was talking about the process. People were griping and they were going on and on and on with all this derogatory, accusatory stuff. But nobody said that's not how special education works, right? Nobody said those aren't the effects of, this psychotropic drug or that psychotropic drug. No one was coming out like that. No one was really disputing or refuting the facts. They were just all on these weird tangents and deflecting, and it was just a mess trying to understand what are these people talking about. And over the years, I have seen, the opposition escalate and become more distasteful, right? And I've seen Dr. Umar push through and carry on and grow and take care of what he said he was going to take care of. But the lesson here is not just the fact that people are oppositional towards Dr. Umar. The real lesson is why. Why are people so aggressively opposed to Dr. Umar? Number one, Dr. Umar is fundamentally a school psychologist, and he's staying within his lane as an educator. And every time you see him talk about being pro-Black, unapologetically African, and independent, it's a reminder that you aren't doing anything. You don't do nothing. You see the same things in your industry that he sees in his industry, but you don't say a word. If you're a secretary or a fireman or a chemist or an engineer or a lawyer or an accountant or a professional athlete or a contractor or whatever it is that you do, if you're proficient at it, you fully understand the ways in which that system and that industry are biased against African Americans. You know all the ways in which our people get disqualified or neutralized in your industry, yet and still you remain silent. That's the first reason why you don't like Dr. Umar. You feel guilty for your own failure to address the elephant in the room. At every meeting, You have the opportunity. With every email thread, you have the opportunity. Even with not within your own company or your place of work, there are other people who other black professionals in your industry. You're not getting together with them. You're not setting any plans in motion to create an independent body that is for black people and by black people in your industry. You're not doing it. That is the number one reason why you're against Dr. Umar. And remember, I'm saying this with explicit intent, good people. I want you to talk to three people about this within 24 hours. Why aren't y'all in your industry doing what Dr. Umar does in his industry? How come the black nurses don't stand like Dr. Umar? How come the black doctors and the black policemen and firemen don't stand like Dr. Umar? That's number one. Number two, you're against Dr. Umar. You know, you're so outspoken in your opposition to Dr. Umar because you don't have a clue about what Dr. Umar is saying. Precisely because you're not doing anything independent yourself. So, for example, Dr. Umar says he's going to have a couple of boarding schools, one for boys and one for girls. I remember once I talked to someone who said Dr. Umar was shucking and jiving because she started a school within less than 3 months. And I said, oh, okay. Well, is the school up now? Silence. Of course it's not. You can't start a school in 3 months. How long did the school run? Did the school run at least 10 years? Silence. Of course not. You started a school in 3 months. It's not going to last a decade. It's not going to even last 2 years, a year. I don't even give it a year. So Dr. Umar says he's going to have a whole boarding school. You don't have a clue as to what the annual budget of a boarding school is. You never even thought about what the budget of a boarding school was until right this second. How much is the insurance on a boarding school? You don't have the slightest idea. You don't have the slightest idea. What kind of an accounting and bookkeeping system do you have to have for an institution like that? What kind of lawyer? How much are you paying your accountant and your lawyer? You don't have a clue. Like this stuff is just like way over your head. And so because of your ignorance, you feel comfortable. That's how it works. Ignorant people are very comfortable with being loud and wrong. Right? Again, I'm saying this to you in this way on purpose. You got to talk to 3 people within 24 hours. You're loud and wrong because you don't know the details. Right? And so it's like being a 12-year-old and you got all this to say about what your parents are doing wrong because you don't have a clue as to what it means to run and operate a house and take care of 2 or 3 children. You don't have an idea. So yeah, you're totally comfortable with saying that your parents don't know what they're talking about because you haven't even started to take care of yourself, let alone anybody else. That's number 2. The number 3 reason why you are so, irrationally oppositional to Dr. Umar is because Dr. Umar has retained a very, how can I say this? He has retained a level of naivete that his imagination can become realized. Like, I can do this. And every time you see him, he's like you're like a caged bird and you're seeing him like a free bird. And you know you have wings. You should be flying. The cage is open. But for one reason or another, you refuse to pursue whatever your ambition is, whatever your aspiration is, whatever your big dream is, whatever it is that you long to do since you were a child. You haven't found the courage and the discipline to try it. And every time you see Dr. Umar, it's a bitter reminder that you are a caged bird with the gate wide open and you refuse to fly. Those are the 3 reasons why you despise, resent, and resist Dr. Umar. It has nothing to do with anything else at all whatsoever. If it were, then you would be financing and funding and supporting and backing all of the independent Black institutions that are in your city, let alone in your state and in the country. Every single day, you'd be talking about this independent Black institution, that independent Black institution, this person, that person. That would be your life if that's what you were dedicated to, but it's not. It's not. You don't have a better idea. You don't have a better alternative. You're not comparing Dr. Umar to something else that you're engaged in. It's just the fact that you are unfulfilled. And you know why you're unfulfilled, but for some reason or another, you lack the courage, the will, the discipline to pursue that thing. I'm saying what I'm saying this way on purpose, ladies and gentlemen. I need you to talk to 3 people within 24 hours about this very message. And I want to hear back from you. I want to hear back from you. We need to progress. We need to get off of this holding space that we're in right now. And most importantly, what I want you to know is that this lesson is for everyone. This lesson is for everyone, the leaders, the supporters, as well as the bystanders. If you're someone who understands what it takes to use positive influence to improve the world, I want you to find out how Oloye Obafemi Origunwa and the Orisha Lifestyle Academy can help you take your practice and your life to the highest level possible. I want you to visit me today at obafemio.com or orishalifestyle.com, and let's start working together to help you live the medicine that will heal your life and heal the lives of those you are destined to serve. I look forward to working with you. Bye for now. Odabo.